Sairam students, welcome back. Today we'll be continuing with our second part of 3.1, that is The Night of the Scorpion, the poem which we have already learned, The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. Yes, so in our first part we read the poem and we understood the poem as to what it's trying to tell us, isn't it, children? Okay, so the poem The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. We learned about the selfless love of mother as well as the superstitious beliefs as well as the blind faith of the people who had gathered to save the mother from the sting of the scorpion. Okay, so we have some activity to be done, the English workshop which we have. The first one we have over here is choose the correct alternative. Okay, the child is afraid but admires. We have to choose the correct alternative. The initiative of the peasants is father trying every way to cure, or the bravery of his mother. So, what is it that the child admires the most over here? Yes, what would be the answer? Been given a choice over here. So, what would the answer be? Yes, children, any guesses? Let's see. Let's check out our answers. The initiative of the peasants, his father trying every way to cure the bravery of his mother. The correct answer is his father trying every way to cure. He was trying every curse, every herb, even paraffin he had used to cure his mother. So the child admires his father trying every way to cure. His father and the villagers panic and hastily suggest dash. What do they suggest? To take her to the hospital, Ayurvedic treatment, or religious remedies to help. Yes, they use the religious remedies to help. Okay. Next, the poet seems to see the villagers as impractical and almost irritating, which suggests. What does it suggest? The poet is critical to caste, the poet is critical to religion, or the poet is critical to tradition. Yes, the poet is critical to the tradition of how they are trying to cure a patient who has been stung by a scorpion. Fine. Next, we go ahead. The fourth one. This is a dash poem as it tells a story, a reflective, imaginative, or narrative. So it is telling a story, it is narrating something. So it is a narrative poem. Our answer is narrative. Yes, what is our answer? It is narrative. Then, using the first person gives the feeling that is told from personal experience, public experience, or private experience. According to the poet, what is it? It's a personal experience, a public one, or a private? Yes, of course, it is a personal experience. The scorpion picked on me and spared my children depicts. What does it depict? Mother's bravery, the mother's endurance, or the selfless and unconditional love of mother. What does it depict? Yes, we have already discussed about it, the selfless and unconditional love of mother. The poem does not have a rhyme scheme, which means the poem is a perfect example of a ballad, a sonnet, or a free verse. Yes, no rhyme schemes without a poem without any rhyme scheme, it is called a free verse. That is our answer. Fine, going ahead. The poem is titled Night of the Scorpion for the major part of the poem. The mother remains triumphant at the end. The scorpion is the victor. The father succeeds in curing the mother. Now, why is the poem titled Night of the Scorpion? Why is it given the title The Night of the Scorpion? Because for the major part of the poem, is it the mother remains triumphant at the end, or the scorpion is the victor, or the father succeeds in curing the mother? And the correct answer is the scorpion is the victor, because the title is given Night of the Scorpion. It's telling about how dominant the scorpion was. So that is means for major part of the poem, the scorpion was a victor. The peasants chant the name of God to nullify the sting experience, praise God, or appease God. So they have come to cure the mother. So they try to nullify the stinging experience. The click of tongues reflects their dash to the predicament, the individual response, the collective response, or the group response. The answer is the collective response. They click their tongues and to cure the mother. So that is the collective response. Next, going ahead. From the poem, provide evidence for the following. So we have the stages and we have to find the evidence. The attempts by the peasants to help alleviate the mother's pain. So which are the lines from the poem? The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times, isn't it? So this is the action which shows from the lines from the poem which show that these were the attempts made by the peasants to elevate the mothers, to help elevate the mother's pain. The action of these same peasants to kill the scorpion. Yes, they wanted to kill the scorpion. So what were the actions? They searched for him, isn't it? Then the reaction of the rational father. Yes, the father who was a rational one, what was his reaction? My father, skeptic rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, herb, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin. So these are the lines from the poem which depict the reaction of the rational father. Going ahead, the various superstitions versus the scientific. Trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid, even poured a little paraffin. So superstitions versus the scientific one. Evil versus good. Curse and blessing tame the poison. So we have to curse and blessing and the tame the poisons. That is, you are getting evil versus the good. So the good is overdoing, is trying to get a hold over the evil. Match the figures of speech with the correct definition. So we have been given away a metaphor, alliteration, onomatopoeia, and simile. So we have to match it with their correct definition. Okay, fine. So metaphor. What is metaphor? We know metaphor is a comparison between two things. Yes. So it is not a direct comparison, an indirect one, an implied comparison. So our answer will be metaphor will be with implied comparison. Alliteration. Alliteration is where the sound of the letter is repeated. Yes. So it will be, yes, the use of the same sound at the beginning of words. This will be our answer. Onomatopoeia, a word which resembles the sound it represents. The clicking of the tongue, that's the sound which is representing. So that is the figure of speech, onomatopoeia. And simile means a comparison between two different things, especially a phrase containing the words like or as. That is the direct comparison we have. Metaphor is indirect comparison. Alliteration is the use of same sound at the beginning of words, and onomatopoeia is words which resembles the sound it represents. Yes, I hope this is clear with you, children. Now, from the poem, we have to find examples. At least one example we'll give away of simile, metaphor, and onomatopoeia. For simile, the peasants came like swarm of flies. For metaphor, to paralyze the evil. And for onomatopoeia, and bust the name of God. Yes, so simile we can just see the direct comparison between the peasants and the swarm of flies. Metaphor, to paralyze the evil. So over here there is an indirect comparison between the scorpion and the evil. So they are indirectly compared. So that is metaphor. And then onomatopoeia, the buzz the sound name of God. So that buzzing sound is there. So when the you have where you get some sounds called as onomatopoeia. Okay. Now the poet has used various kind of imagery to create an image which appeal to our senses. Pick out various kinds of imagery and complete the table. So we have over here visual imagery which is appealing to the eyes, tactile imagery, that is sense of touch, sound imagery, and internal sensations, feelings, and emotions. So they have given us one examples, one can say see which can show that. So for visual imagery, we have scorpion crawling beneath a sack of rice. So we can use that. Tactile, we have father pouring paraffin on the toe. For sound imagery, buzz the name of God. And for internal sensations, feelings, and emotions, we have fear. Now, what is this imagery? What is an imagery? In poetry, an imagery is a vivid and vibrant form of description that appeals to the reader's senses and imagination. Imagery is a language used by poets, novelists, and other writers to create images in the mind of the reader. So, as you read that line, that image, you can imagine it. Yes, that scene you can imagine. So, that is called as an imagery. Okay, so based on this, we will be completing this table. So for visual imagery, the first one is already given. Let's see what we have for the second. With candles and lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked wall. So you can imagine that visually you can imagine this shadows of the giant shadows of the scorpion on the mud baked walls. Tactile imagery, that is sense of touch. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. Yes, so that is some sense of touch is there. Sound imagery, one is given buzz the name of God. The other one can be they clicked their tongues. And internal sensations, feelings, and emotions, one is given fear and the other one is pain. So these are some of the imageries which the poet has tried to create in the poem. Okay. Now going ahead, we will be doing our appreciation of the poem. So write an appreciation for the poem in a paragraph format using the given points. That's for 5 marks. Title and poet of the poem carries 1 mark. Rhyme scheme carries 1 mark. Figure of speech 1 mark. And the central idea 2 marks. Though these points are given, you have to write. You already know that you are going to write the appreciation in a paragraph format. Fine. So we have the appreciation over here. The poem Night of the Scorpion is written by Nissim Ezekiel, an Indian Welsh poet. So over here we have the first one, the first point, that is the title of the poem and the poet of the poem. Then the second one is about the rhyme scheme. The poem is a free verse without any rhyme scheme. So that's the second one. So we get 1 mark over here if you write it correctly. There are many figures of speech used. The figure of speech in the line, my mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. Onomatopoeia is the over here because the way the word groaning indicates sound. Then we have the central idea. The poet highlights the selfless love of a mother. It also showcases the superstitions the villagers believe in and the lack of medical facilities. The poem is a strong yet simple statement on the power of the unconditional love of a mother. So, this is what the central idea is talking about the superstitious beliefs as well as the unconditional love of a mother. This is what we have learned in the poem, isn't it? So, appreciation we have to write in the paragraph format. You can write it in 2 paragraphs, but it has to be a paragraph, not in points. By now you must be very well known to how to write the appreciation of the poem. If you follow what the teacher is telling you to how to write the appreciation, you will surely get the full marks for your poem appreciation. Okay, so I hope children you have understood the poem, understood the activity, the exercise which we have done today. Yes, so what you will do is you will write this appreciation of the poem in your notebook and try also, otherwise you can also try to write it in your own words using, see, the same, you will have the name of the poem, the poet, as well as the rhyme scheme the same. Figure of speech, you can use some different figure of speech. Central idea also you can write it in your own words. Yes, you can try doing that. Yes, so that will be helpful for you, so you'll get that confidence. Yes, I can write the poem appreciation on my own. Fine. So for then, stay safe. Sidam children, have a good day.